Wouldn't it be great if you can spend less money on advertising while increasing your opportunity for sales and traffic at the dealership? Over the next few minutes, I'll be explaining to you how to do just that if you listen to my advice. Traditional methods of advertising are no longer as effective as they used to be due to the fact that consumers have moved to new ways and new mediums for consuming information. Automotive dealerships that are behind the times are spending upwards of 70% of their marketing budget on traditional media. That traditional media includes things like radio, television, billboards, mail, and cable TV. Consumers have moved to digital platforms, and it's important that you follow the consumer to where they're going to be. As an example, cord cutters that were once consuming video via television and cable TV are now consuming video through digital advertising methods such as Facebook, YouTube, mobile devices, and tablets. As technology evolves and more consumers start to use mediums like Facebook and Instagram, it's important, as I said, as the general manager of a store, to follow the consumer to those platforms and be where the consumer is. Not only are you spending the majority of your budget on traditional advertising, but you're not capturing the entire audience, and it's less cost effective than digital advertising. In addition to the expensive costs, there's also not an effective way to measure the performance on traditional advertising. As an example, if you're advertising in the newspaper, I, as your marketing manager, or you at the store level, would have no way of reporting on the effectiveness of those campaigns. You would have no idea how many people are viewing that ad or how long they're viewing the ad for, etc. Your current budget allocation is definitely not being spent effectively. Traditional mediums are more of a spray and pray kind of tactic. As an example, if you're having a slow month, your first initial knee-jerk reaction may be to send out a mailer to your entire database and then hope it works. We know that this is not the most effective way of advertising, and you'll have no way of reporting on that mailer. The shortfalls in traditional advertising are definitely affecting sales at your store. By investing money in traditional advertising, you could be wasting marketing dollars that could be better spent on digital advertising, where you'll be able to increase your target audience, increase traffic, engagement, and sales at your dealership. By allocating more of your budget towards digital advertising, you'll not only be saving money, but as I said, you'll be increasing engagement. It'll be more cost effective, and you'll increase sales at your dealership. Digital advertising targets the platforms where the consumers are. Customers not only want to receive information where they want it, but how they want it. And studies show that consumers want to be engaged while receiving information through digital advertising as opposed to a static traditional message. Incorporating social media will definitely go a long way in terms of better engaging and communicating with the customers through digital advertising. In addition to Facebook and Instagram, one of the most popular methods of digital advertising is digital retailing. So digital retailing is very cost effective, and it will track everyone that comes to your website. And then once that person leaves your website, it'll target that consumer with highly focused competitive offers specific to that person based upon the activity that they presented, that they were presented on your website. So as an example, if they were looking at a specific vehicle on your website, they'll be presented with an offer for that vehicle through retargeting, which will then lead back to your website. With digital advertising, you're able to target consumers on a wide array of attributes. Some of those examples include credit score, location, proximity to the dealership, vehicle intent, vehicle preferences, and past shopping vehicle history. So why is it important to invest marketing dollars into digital advertising? Studies show that dealerships that successfully communicate with their customers have a much higher percent chance of both selling that customer and then retaining that customer for future business. Digital retargeting gives that consumer a little extra push towards your brand as opposed to a competitor's brand. It's also less expensive than traditional methods of advertising and is also trackable for performance, so you can make better decisions for future campaigns. As an example, advertising to 10,000 people via mail will cost about $5,000, where advertising to that same number of people through digital advertising, such as Facebook, will cost about $500. So it's a lot more cost effective to use digital means of advertising as opposed to traditional. Then, using Google Analytics, your marketing manager or you at the store will be able to report to you the effectiveness of those campaigns so you can adjust and tailor your spends and target audience for future campaigns in order to drive better traffic and sales at the store. 85% of consumers are more likely to purchase a product after viewing a video, and that goes to show the effectiveness of digital video communications with the customers. Allocating budget towards digital advertising will help you achieve all of those benefits that I just mentioned. Companies that have already invested more into digital advertising typically make about double their investment. As an example, for every dollar spent, they see about $2 in return in revenue. They're also 3 times more likely to beat sales targets by more than 25%. Now, I know you may be reluctant to make these changes since you've used digital advertising so much over the past couple of years. However, as I mentioned before, it is important to be where the customers are, and in this constantly changing marketing landscape, that's what you'll have to do in order to stay competitive and drive sales at your store. Now, imagine you take my advice and you invest more in digital advertising. You'll see the following benefits from this: reaching more of your target audience, increased engagement, saving money, increased sales, and increased brand awareness at your dealership. So I started this presentation with the question, wouldn't it be great if you can reduce your advertising expenses while increasing your opportunities for sales and traffic at the dealership? By allocating less of your budget towards traditional advertising and moving that budget over to digital advertising, you'll have a much easier time accomplishing those goals while driving an increase to sales and traffic at your store. Thank you.
That's very interesting.